So the cost of parking, how much does it cost to build, maintain, operate, the cost of the land, how much does a typical parking space cost? Now overall, the typical parking space costs $5,000 to $10,000. Structured and underground parking though costs much more, $20,000 to $80,000 in construction costs. And including parking for a building typically adds 10% to the building costs, and that can go up for urban areas where they have high land prices. Looking at an annualized cost per space, it obviously depends on the type of parking space you're looking at, and if you're including the O&M costs that are here shown in green. The blue bars represent the construction costs, and the orange is the land cost. So varying from under $1,000 per space per year annualized up to almost $4,000 per year for a central business district multi-level structure. And then on the lower end of the spectrum is a suburban on-street or surface parking space. This came from Planet Design blog on fun parking facts. And there are lots of details about things that you can do to have parking be more efficient, from the management of those parking spaces to the pricing of them, the geographic location, residential density, employment density, the land use mix, car sharing, walkability, bikeability, demographics, income, housing tenure, sharing and overflow, design hour, contingency-based planning. So lots of things that are available to make parking more efficient. Now, another part of that question is, well, how much does parking take up in a city? And there have been several studies on this. In Sacramento, California, they found road and parking facilities, so combining road in there, cover 28% of the land area in residential areas and 68% of land in commercial areas. So that's a lot of land that's dedicated to moving vehicles and then storing those vehicles as people use those land uses. And similarly, McCahill and Garrick found that roads and parking facilities cover about a third of the surface area for most residential areas and 50 to 70% in most non-residential areas in a study of 12 U.S. cities as shown here in this image. So parking is a very expensive endeavor. It does take up a lot of land use. In a lot of ways, our system has been built up to make it where this is necessary, but there is interest in changing the parking that we have available and having alternative methods of transportation to get people there and using the land that we have available.